Alright, Wiggle here. We're rounding out the week on Friday evening. This week we had to get these sunflowers out of the barn. We had them hanging to dry, and the rodents were doing acrobats, getting down the string and eating them. So we had to end that. Did not get my sweet potatoes planted. We'll see if they make it. There's the water. I moved the tomatoes and gave them fresh water. I just wanted to get them off the floor. Maybe they stay a little warmer. I got this little rat trap going here. Got a little peanut butter on it. We'll see if it works. We'll see if any tomatoes survive. Some of them are still green, so we'll see. Ah, look at that. The frost killed the spiny amaranth. Also killed that holy basil that we kind of worked around. I did get these beds in, and we did put some seeds in. I got garlic, Egyptian walking onions. I put some carrots, some collards, some kale, lettuce, and spinach. I think that's everything. A little bit of, see how it's darker brown up at the top? That was the existing soil. This soil is what I brought in from my compost pile. I'll show you. Brought a couple scoops over and we just top dressed it. So we got all of the sunflowers out, and they're all sitting down there, and some over back there. But anyway, we'll see if these beds do anything at all. But if not, they're ready for the spring. I planted the seeds extra deep just to keep the rodents off of them. And then we had a good rain rained them in. But if anything, we'll get onions and garlic. So anything besides that will be a bonus. So this is kind of the beds just ready for winter. Naughty cows this week. We'll let them in the front yard to graze one last time. And they knocked down the panel and got at the hay. Look at that. They had a feast. So here's the water tank. It has been below freezing, and it is insulated. There's a little bit more to do before we have some really heavy cold, but it did fine, no problem. Some of the compost I had showed you, we had taken a couple scoops off the top here. The stuff in the garden came from here, and we barely put a dent in it. Cleaned up the branches. We cut them for firewood. We did that this afternoon. So we could have just a little cleaner. Down here is the Greywater. I'm finished with the trench. I'm ready to move my machine over next week to start on the greenhouse foundation. I need 4 more pieces of pipe, 10-foot sticks of corrugated, and then I need a coupling. And then I can finish pushing that dirt in. So I'm also going to have to work on the bucket, just tearing it all up. Just kind of a homemade job where I can slide it on and off the forks on the loader. It's needing a little help. But I got the trench closed back in, got my water lines in. So that was a good accomplishment this week. Goats. Hello, goats. Sitting around waiting for sweet gum leaves to fall, I think. I'm not sure what they're doing. Cleaned up around the fire pit a little bit. Leveled the dirt a little more. That poor bucket needs help. So, anyway, we are getting back to normal here. There's our injured goose. Over by those pallets. She's got an injured wing. She fights off the foxes, so she hasn't gotten eaten yet. I'm thinking about trying to feed her so she can just survive the winter, but we'll just see. Working on Big Red coming up. F350. I think she's an 88. Anyway, she's having an electrical problem on the ignition switch, so got to trace down a brad wire. I replaced the solenoid twice. What a pain. Also going to be building a bed from the sawmill. Put some oak boards on this thing, rebuild this. We had loaded it up with hay, and then we couldn't get it started anymore after we parked it. So the chickens have kind of scratched all the hay off onto the ground. Now anyway, yeah, with that loaded way high, but it's been sitting there for months. And then here is the progression on the future garden, feeding the hay out. You can just see how, this is basically how I compost right here. Get the cows. I give them the 600-pound bale every day and a half, every 24 plus 12, 36 hours. So do it in the evening, do it in the morning, so on and so forth. So we're going to keep the cows in here for a while and fill this whole section with hay. So that's kind of a wrap up of what we did this week. Next week we'll be doing the greenhouse. Greenhouse will be going here. And since we're below freezing now, I do some old freezer panels on here. Sheesh, I forgot to take care of that this morning. Yeah, if you don't, I totally forgot to take care of it. If you don't put boards on the end of these panels, the stupid chickens eat all your foam. And I totally blew it on that one. Oh well. But anyway, this helps keep the well house insulated until I get this greenhouse built. So it'll be interesting. I'll be busy next week. I'm going to move the trencher over and get busy. Show you how I build the foundation. So anyway, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll be back with you Sunday a little bit. I am going to a friend's house to inoculate mushrooms. So that will be interesting. I haven't done that. We're doing shiitake, so I actually have to cut some white oak. I'll share some video of what I learned on Sunday, and I'll probably update you on some projects. So anyway, have a nice weekend. Thanks for watching. Wiggle out.